I want to make the perfect pair of jeans, and I have the capabilities to do so. These are my favorite pair of jeans. They're from Forever 21. I only have one other pair of jeans that I thrifted that are a perfect fit for me, and I want more jeans. I love jeans. So I'm gonna make some jeans. I study fashion design. I'm almost done with my associates, and then I'm gonna transfer to Freedom Beach. What I wanna do is make the perfect pattern for a pair of jeans, and then sew them, because I can do that. I have the capabilities to do so, so I'm gonna do so. Okay, so I'm just gonna let you know right now, this is like not exactly a tutorial. Okay, here's what we're gonna need. I have a pattern making book. I'm of the belief that you do not need to know everything, you just need to know where to find your information. I have my little design. I want a yoked back jean. I've also seen some yoked front jeans that I think are very cute, but I don't know if I want to do that because that seems like a lot of work. I have denim over there that like I'm not gonna need for a hot sec. After that, you don't need these items. All you need is a ruler, but I have an L square ruler. I have a hip curve ruler. And then you got a regular ass ruler. I also have a clear ruler that I always like can't find on the floor because it's clear. And then in my banana case, I have my favorite pattern making pencil. It's my favorite pencil. I don't know what brand it is. I don't know where I got it. It's a good fucking pencil. I've been carrying it around for 3 years. I also have a cute eraser. That's what we're gonna need. And we also need pattern paper. And then you need scissors, not your fabric scissors. Never use your fabric scissors on your mother's fabric scissors on paper. It'll fuck them up, it'll dull them. We have these scissors that I fucked up as a child because my mom sews, and I used her fabric scissors on paper because every child with a mother who sews does that one time and gets in a lot of trouble. And now they're paper scissors. So that's what we gotta do.
Before getting into it, let's talk about my jean design. I'm gonna do a basic straight leg fit with a yoked back and just some really basic, most common jeans pockets in there. I'm going simple just to get a good idea of how to make some nice jeans.
Here we are, new angle. We have the paper down. And we're going to start with the foundation for our jeans. Okay, so with pattern making, there's a lot of foundations, and then you do variations on the foundations. So we're going to start with a jean foundation. We're going to start with our foundation here, and I'm just going to start pattern making. Welcome back to a slightly more disheveled work area and a slightly more melted ice in my coffee. We finished the pant foundation. It looks like a crazy mess. You don't need to hear about it. We're gonna cut these out. Steve's saying I'm gonna cut these out. You're not doing anything, but like you're along for the ride. It's a team effort. Thank you. Fun story about this chair. I got it from an apartment trash room when I was 12 years old. And we brought it home. We like walked home with it. It's got a great vibe. I plan to have it for the rest of my life. So we're back. We finished the full pattern. Meet our denim. This is kind of like a lighter weight denim. I'd honestly want something thicker, but this is just like what I have. And yeah, I'm gonna cut this. And I'm probably not gonna film any of the cutting process. Like, you get it. You cut out the pieces. Yeah, there you go.
Before I get into the sewing, here's a quick look of all the pattern pieces I'm using for this project. I have the front and back leg, and then all of our little pieces like the yoke, the pocket linings, and the waistband, all that good stuff. And the circled numbers in the middle of them just mean how many of each of that piece I will need for the project.
Okay, so I've gotten a little deeper into the design process. I serged, like, the pockets. You can see it's that loopy stitch I was talking about. So I did the edges on those, because they also need to be folded under and then, like, put on top of the pants. And then I started doing the pockets, and we have a little situation that looks like this. I chose like a floral pattern for the inside pocket. So cute. Also, it's the fabric I had that was the right material. And there's a wrong side to the fabric and there's a right side. Like the pattern's better on this. So the right side's out. So when you look in your pocket, you'll see your little flowers, you know? I will see my little flowers because these are my pants. Until it's 2 a.m. and I've been sewing because my hair is getting like a little bit more disheveled and I'm feeling a little bit more manic beach. This is the front pocket for the pants. So I did that, and then you have the inner pocket inside that. And then what I do is I put them together. And also some of my seams aren't matching up correctly, but it's gonna look like this, and then you'll look inside the pocket and it looks like that. So it's a new day. I'm back with better lighting because it's the daytime. And here's what we got going on. So not ready to film. Our pocket is on the inside of the front of the pant. Look at that. I have it all sewn on there. So this is ready. Look at that. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew down these pockets. So what's going to happen is we're going to fold them over like this and then sew them down on the back of the pant. So it's going to take a little bit of measuring, a little bit of marking on the back of the pant to make sure they're in the right area, and then we go from there. But actually, before we do that, I'm going to put our yoke on. But yeah, so we're going to do that first, and then we're going to use, like, after having that on, we're going to use that to figure out where the pockets are going to go, because you want them in the right place of the butt, so it doesn't look fucking weird. We're back. Another day, more sewing. As I did top stitching on our yoke. This is the back of the pants. This is going to be like your butt crack, and then this is your pants. You've seen a yoke before, you just haven't heard it being called a yoke. It's not an egg. Although I like it's called a yoke because allusions to eggs. So what I'm going to do next is I have the pockets. They're and I have them all ironed down, and I think I'm going to baste them. Basting. Okay, why is this? This is also a cooking term. We love home ec, but I'm gonna baste them. So what I do is I use like a really long stitch that's like easy to pull out, and I go over all of the edges, and that way they stay down when I sew them to the pant. So I basted this. I'm going to top stitch along the top of the pocket here because that's not going to be sewn on the pant. And we're going to do the other top stitching that's like on the sides of the pocket here while we're sewing it to the pant because it gets 2 stitches so it like really stays on there and you don't get those weird pocket rips that suck. Sewing's a lot of planning. You don't have to be good at planning. It'll teach you planning because you will remember the regrets you have and plan the better next time. So we have these little guys all sewn on. Also, there's still chalk on there. It comes out with water. Who cares? And I'm going to figure out where exactly on the ass I'm going to put these pockets. I think I'm going to try to center it on the back panel and make sure it's aligned straight with the pant and not aligned with the yoke. Also, I'm on a mini ironing on the ironing board on the floor. So welcome to my setup. A lot of things happen on the floor. I was trying to account for which way I wanted the lightning bolt to go. Because I made them so they're mirrored. And I was like, well, I could have the lightning bolt go to the inside. But then I feel like it's just making a line to your butthole. Here we are. We got everything pinned for our pocket. And then this is the base stitch, so it's not attached. But what I'm going to do... So we're going to edge stitch it, and then we're going to do another stitch right next to it to give it 2 stitches like you see in a lot of pockets. Reinforce that baby, make sure it's going to stay together, and go from there. And obviously we're not going to stitch the top. We know how pockets work. Okay, goodbye. Okay, we're making big moves. Pocket, sewn on beach, basting taken out. This is the back, and then we have the front, and now we put the sides together, making big moves. All the tedious shit, it be done. Okay, so I have my ankles weird. I don't care. I have the inner seam of the jeans done, like along the inside of the leg. And I realized I want to top stitch these, which means I should have done that. I should have done the inside seam and then done the outside seam in my orders of operations in this project. But I didn't, so I didn't think it through, because I was like, whatever, like, I'm just gonna go for it. Sometimes, don't just send it. Like, I don't, like, send it, like, don't sometimes, like, think it out. I'm gonna do some real fucky shit, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to sew this. I'm, like, showing on the machine, like you can see. I'm gonna sew this, and it's basically gonna scrunch and scrunch and scrunch, and then we take it out and I'll have it sewn. It's a whole complicated thing. Like, I don't think anyone's gonna get it, but basically I'm gonna have to do some fucky shit to make this work, and we're gonna hope it works. I need to be better at planning. I'm now at the really hard part of the jeans. I have to do the crotch part and the pocket and the zipper. I gotta serge some things that I totally should have serged earlier, and I didn't, because I, just overlooked it, you know how it goes. And then I had to do some, very hard sewing to get a zipper in there in the right place, and so you can't see it when you zip up your pants, so the placket covers it. This is the one part of the jeans where I always just kind of, think it looks, okay, but it doesn't look perfect. It doesn't look quite right. I keep telling myself, we're on a journey. We're on a journey to make the perfect jeans for myself. This is our first run. We're making big strides here. This is big strides. This is when I can put the pants on and realize something doesn't fit. So here's where we're at. Each of these is a pant leg. This is the front. This is the back. It's turned inside out right now. What I have to do is I have to go in and I have to serge this raw edge here. I gotta serge all of this, and I'm gonna have to serge a curve, which is, again, I should have thought about this before, and I should have done this when they're flat pieces instead of all put together. I have to serge that, and then what I do is I put one pant leg inside the other, right sides facing each other, and I sew along the curve. But before I do that, I'm going to sew just a little bitty part, right before the crotch, and then we're going to insert the zipper. So that's where we're at. I'm going to serge some stuff. I'm probably going to have some weird loops going on, but we're going to ignore it because it's on the inside of the pants, and these are my pants. So here's where we're at with the pants. It's hard to see in the light, but I've done some stitching here. I've done some stitching along the front placket. I also edge stitched right here, and behind it is the zipper. So that's the part of the zipper that goes over, and this is where you're gonna be this is the hole of your button and hole in your pants. And then I'm prepping the other side. This is the other side of the zipper. What's going to happen is this side that I've pressed under is going to sit on top of the zipper tape here and get sewn on. So we get a nice, beautiful pant front where everything lays really nicely and you don't see the zipper at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to base that with it folded down, and then I'm going to put the little back cover of the zipper so you don't zip up yourself into your zipper, and then we'll have the zipper all done. And then from there, I'm going to stitch along the crotch. I'm going to top stitch it twice to kind of simulate a flat felt seam. We're going to pretend that it's a flat felt when it's not. We've made big moves with the jeans. Starting to look like jeans. Hello. Okay, so what I did is I sewed along the whole crotch and the mid seam basically. So I have that, and then my zipper is fully done. So this is our zipper. I have a bar tack on the bottom. This is about where it goes to. It doesn't actually go all the way to the bottom here to the pocket. And yeah, it looks pretty nice. That's looking pretty good. I sewed it really, really close on there. There's 2 stitches there. This is what it looks like on the inside. It looks like a mess. That's looking good. Definitely the fabric is a little close on the zipper. It definitely is a tough zip up, but I think that's fine. It's jeans, and it will kind of get easier as it goes. And I'm kind of most jeans are kind of a tough zip, But yeah, zip unzips to just where that bar tack is, and then it stays from there. We don't have any weird gapping that I can tell. There's a little bit of a weird panicky moment in there, but we're gonna ignore it. But I think that'll be fine. It'll figure itself out as it lays on the body. There's always a little bit of creasing around like your crotch area when you wear jeans. So that's what we're doing here. And now the next thing we have to do is I have this strip, which I should have cut and made my original pattern, but it's literally so easy that I didn't. This is going to be our belt loops. It's sort of folded over like this. We're going to serge some things. For a lot of like sewing in general, I've just been like looking at my own jeans and I'm like, how'd that work? You know? Big sewing tip. Look at how everything's made. Just look at it. Just be like, how'd they do that? We're moving and grooving. The waistband is currently on its way to be put in. And then this is our strip for our belt loops. So I'm just going to cut this when I need them. I just did it in one long strip because like it's way easier to do it that way. And then things are all even. So kind of not because I like it's a little bit shoddy. I'm not going to lie. I didn't do it perfectly, but like it's fine. What I'm doing here is I poked myself with a pin in the boob. So what I'm doing here is I'm sewing it along the bottom of the waistband to the top of the pant. It looks like this. You just like cannot see, but it looks like this on the inside. So it's still like the raw edge is still visible on the inside. But what we're going to do is we're going to sew the corners here and then we're going to flip it inside out and then we're going to iron the bottom of the waistband up and then sew it along that crease. So it's all hidden and then we're going to do some top stitching. And I decided instead of putting the belt loops in when I did pant line, I'm going to put the belt loops in after the fact on top of everything. So that's going to be our final sewing step before we get to the buttonhole, which is also sewing, but it's a little different. And then we hammer in the actual button for the pant, and I wake up my parents from hammering a button into my pants at 11 at night. I have the waistband all ironed out. This is just ironed on top, and then the inside is also ironed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch along the top. You top stitch there, and then it's going to catch the inside, and that's going to be sewn down, because right now it's still open, and it needs to be closed. So I just ironed the absolute fuck out of it. And, like, there's some, like, what I would call a fat knuckle of fabric, where it's just, like, your fabric's supposed to be like this, and then you get knuckle, where it's, like, 6 layers of fabric, all just meeting right there, because you're at the end of your sewing project, and there's so much shit just sewn together, and you got a regular sewing machine instead of an industrial sewing machine that's made for that kind of thing, and you just gotta chug it through. Like, sometimes you feed dogs the little, like, beep, 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 beep things under your sewing foot, and sometimes they're not working. You like gently pull it from the other side. It's a lot of that with denim. So yeah, that's the next step, and after that I top stitch right here, and then I'm gonna mark where our buttonhole is gonna go, and I'm gonna hope it doesn't turn out like shit, but it might turn out like shit, but like as long as they button, you know. I used snaps the last time I made pants because I didn't want to deal with a buttonhole. Let's just say that. We're gonna do that. We're just gonna book that shit out. I'm probably gonna do like an initial like try on the fit of the pants. No, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to fully finish the pants and then try them on for fit, because I might be really disappointed, and I don't want to get disappointed and then give up on this project. I'll just be disappointed when it's all done, you know? And then we can just be like, well, at least I finished it. I'm really hoping these fit nice. I'm just always worried about the hips on the pants I make. Sometimes I feel like I make my, like, use a hip curve, right? And I think I'm using a hip curve right, but sometimes I feel like my hip's like, and it's supposed to be like, you know, it's time to be loud and unnecessary in the middle of the night. I marked out where I'm going to have the button, the pants button, and then where the buttonhole is going to be so that it lays like perfectly. So how these work, it's a little screw looking guy. I marked it right where I want the button to be. So I put it through, and this is on the underside of the pant because that's how buttons work. And then I used my seam ripper. If you don't know what a seam ripper is, it's the undo tool. It's the Control-Z of the sewing world. It just looks like this. A little blade, and you rip out all your mistakes. You just tear them out, and you hope you don't tear the fabric, just like life. You try to tear out the mistakes and hope you don't tear yourself apart. I used that, and I just like poked it like just a little bit in there and like kind of jiggled it around to make an initial hole, because I don't want to like cut like a serious hole in these to poke this through, and it's denim, so it's like thick. So I have the screw in here, and then this is the top. This is the top of the button. And then it has a little, like, hole in the back. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take it, and I'm going to hammer the shit out of it. I have this little guy, and then I have a hammer. You wouldn't think you'd be using hammers in sewing, but here we are. And I'm just going to hammer it. It should be, like, really quick.
Spoiler alert, it wasn't quick. I bent, like, 3 or 4 of the screws trying to get this in when I was hammering it. It was not quick. It was really frustrating. But I got it. It just wasn't easy and quick, y'all, okay? All right, everyone, it's here. After a final hem, we're officially done with the pants. So time for a little bit of a try-on montage featuring my dog and some final thoughts. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how these jeans turned out. The waist, the butt, and then the overall leg shape fits me really well. However, there's quite a bit of excess fabric around the front and on the hips. I think I'm going to make some changes to my pattern and have a much better run the next time around. I think this is a really great start to the jeans journey, and I'm really excited for the next pair.